Okay, Rusty, we're going to give it another try here, see how Joyce's little camera works. This is looking at the start of the trail from the other sidewalk, looking down towards where the living roof shelter would be. And we'll kind of walk down the sidewalk here. Once again, I'll try not to fall as I do this. This is looking at the linden tree where we're thinking about the trail splitting perhaps. And if you can see the white flags going this way, that would be the way the trail would head over towards the other building. Looking back this direction, you kind of see roughly the layout of the living roof shelter. Back out, blue flags showing kind of where the stream would be. We'll head this direction. Basically walking down about the middle of where I've got the path marked. Doesn't necessarily mean that's where it's going to be at, but that's I've got it marked right now. Looking out here, you can see some of the hills I've got marked. I've got stakes in the middle of the areas. Mostly the way you had it laid out, but maybe just a little bit different because things didn't quite fit the same. Kind of standing about and where the middle of them showing the stream going over, and maybe we would have the collection pit for the stream back over here, actually off of the area, kind of behind where the bird blind is. I have a helicopter sound in the background from the great old state fair that's going on. Following the path on down, and we'll kind of turn around and look from the path here, scan around the area on this side over towards where the loose parts construction area is, and back towards the living roof shelter. Scanning back again, we'll walk on down the pathway, and it's pretty rough right through here. Sorry about bouncing. And coming up, you'll see a white line crossing and going down this way, and that white line is where I'm thinking that we would maybe run the water line towards the sand play area, and also then it would fork off of that and go over to the arts pavilion. And coming up on the little platform coming out of the front door of the old building here, and we assume the sidewalk would hit that elevation. And I would think perhaps from this point we would need to start elevating the sidewalk some, bring the grade up, and that somehow off over in this area, and I don't know if I'm showing it right, we need to get over for the stage, for the music stage. This is that black walnut tree over here. There's the edge of the building on that side, and kind of turning around this way, there's a little crabapple tree. And out there, that rectangle is probably the wrong location, but is where I had to first put in the sand or play hut there, and then the art pavilion back over this direction. And we'll head on down again. And I know I don't have it right out here on the road, wherever the flags would be, but for the walkway, because this will be where we have the wider gate at. And showing around the corner of the service road back on that side, and the pathway somehow coming over to where the pump house would be for the Gorick pump, and kind of walk into about the location of the pump house and look back down towards the south here from the edge of it down, and the blue flags kind of roughly outlining about where the sand play area might be. I think it needs to extend a little further that direction, and the sand play hut scoot down a ways away from this, perhaps to give more room. I'm not going to walk up on the path right here because it's pretty muddy right now after our rain, but it's going to be up a little higher. Might be able to see the white flags. Here's the drain down to the lower pond, and I was showing the walkway just above that. Not sure if that's where it should be, but I think that's what was shown on the plans. And going back around, there's the climbing tree. I'll get back up on the path up here. And this is that golden rain tree. And coming up to the Arts Pavilion, I'm going to kind of walk over about where the edge of the service road is. That's that Caddo sugar maple, which I planted years ago. That's really a nice variety of tree. Showing the Art Pavilion going down this way. There's the climbing tree. And this should show a better view from up here, perhaps. The edge of the Art Pavilion and the sand play hut. And that dotted line again there is the water line rough area where we might run it and branch off to the sand play area, and then also for irrigation, and also maybe a hose outlet for the Nature Arts Pavilion. And heading back this way on the pathway, I'll turn around and give just a little different view of the edge of the sand play area, and back to the Nature Arts Pavilion, back up across the sand play area back towards that service road. So I don't know if this is helping or not. Get a feel. You can see we've cleared out a lot more stuff, and kind of just to try to get a feel for things. Here you can see the pathway again heading this direction, and I'm trying to follow it as I tape. And looking back on, not sure if any of this green color will show up or not, but just some of the hill area. And coming up here on the left would be one of the 2-foot hills that I showed, kind of the almost a half moon kind of a cutout of it. Of course we could do whatever we wanted to on that. That would be where the sod play cutout would be. And this looking in here at these little trees that we pruned up some, and where we can do some of the loose parts construction. And back down behind again, and this is a very good full sun area through here too, back in this loose play area, so we could also do some gardening in that. And looking up ahead, we're coming up towards the blue flags. If you can see, those are roughly where the stream and kind of the waterfall would go on up the hill. I don't have the blue flags in the right place up there now, but that's a white oak tree on the right, and the rough outline of where the living roof pavilion would be. And kind of looking down at what would be kind of the little patio area or something, or brick area in front of the living roof shelter. And scanning back from this end all the way down and around back through the hills and open areas. Out in the middle there is that saucer magnolia tree that I'd like to save if we can. I'll just move one more time into this area, then we'll probably stop this and see if I actually got anything on this video. I've never used this camera before. So we'll turn around one more time and look down the full length of the playscape. See if you can get kind of a feel. I think you can see those flags where the pathway is shown that direction, and maybe you can over on that side too.